Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over some knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 4. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. How is your Game Week 3 going? Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So starting things off before we get into the knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 4, I'm just going to quickly go over how my Game Week 3 is going, and honestly, it could not have gone worse. Like, generally one of the worst game weeks I've ever had in my whole entire life. As you can see, my game week rank is 8 million. I do obviously still have 3 players left, and I've got Salah, who's my captain, left to play. But, you know, if he blanks and Diaz and Trent get nothing against United, then, yeah, this is going to be one of the worst game weeks of my life. Going into this game week, I was really confident, and it started off so well as well. I didn't have any players played till Saturday night, which was in the Arsenal game, and I came out of that Arsenal game with 7 points from Gabriel, 6 from Martinelli, and Jesus, who obviously a lot of people captained, came out with 4 points. So I was feeling pretty confident. I think I got, what, 17 points from 3 players, and I had all my City players left, I had my Chelsea players left, and obviously I have my Liverpool players left. So I was feeling really confident, and then of course the absolute, like, worst possible situation happened on Sunday. Chelsea losing 3-0 to Leeds, which I never saw coming at all, and then of course City drawing 3-3 against Newcastle, which obviously was a really good game. Don't get me wrong, both teams, both Newcastle and Leeds deserved points from those games, but from an FPL perspective, it generally couldn't have gone worse. So yeah, I'm on 26 points. The average is 38. Obviously, I brought in Cucurella this week for Nico Williams. I brought in Neto. I took out Neto and brought in Reed. So those were my transfers. So it's not like I lost points really, because Neto only got like 2 points as well. And Nico Williams, I think, got like 1 or 0 or something like that. So yeah, the transfers weren't obviously a bad decision. But yeah, I just can't believe how bad the game week is. So I really need a good display against United from Salah. I need him to do what he did last season, because I think like 2 million people captain Salah, but then like 2 million people captain Jesus. So it's not even like one of those situations where if Salah bangs, like everyone's going to benefit, because not everybody captained him this week. Like I say, people captained Haaland, Kane, Jesus, and Salah. So if Salah does somehow get like a couple of goals, or, you know, an assist or 2 or something like that, it will really benefit me. I really need Diaz to do well as well. I feel like United can score against Liverpool, and I kind of want them to as well, because I don't really want the Robertson-Trent obviously double clean sheet for people that own them, but I really need Diaz to do something, because Diaz is like my only differential left, and so I do need him to score a goal or 2, but then I also need Salah to bang as well. Either way, it's been a terrible game week. These things happen. My team looks really good on paper, but obviously it is it's football. Like, anything can happen. Obviously Cancelo getting 0 points. Edison was 1 save off 1 point, and I was just begging that he made another save. Like, that's how bad it was. I was just hoping for another point. But yeah, generally couldn't have gone worse. As well as that, I had Andreas Pereira with 8 points on my bench, which, you know, is nearly a third of of what my actual team got me so far. So that's a little bit embarrassing. But either way, that's FPL. That was my game week 3. I think I've gone up to like 500k in the world now after being like 50k. We'll see what happens, obviously, with the captaincy and stuff. You know, if Salah gets a goal or 2, I think I'll probably finish like, you know, maybe 400k, something like that, which isn't terrible, but you know, it is definitely the game week from hell. Either way, let's move on to the knee-jerk reactions for game week 4. And, you know, surprise, Rodrigo. If you brought Rodrigo in this week, then fair play to you, because Chelsea was not a good fixture. But either way, he banged anyway. You know, 15 points, 13 points, 7 points. You know, he's returning in every single game. And now the best thing about this is, like, Leeds have just got really nice fixtures as well. They've got Brighton, Everton, Brentford, Forest, United, Villa, and Crystal Palace. Like, they've only got good fixtures. So yeah, if you brought Rodrigo in early, then fair play. He's going to have another price rise. But yeah, he's just playing really well at the moment, getting points everywhere. I think it's kind of like a Jesse Lingard situation as well. And I think if he bangs against Brighton, which, you know, potentially he might not, because Brighton have been really good at the back. But if he does bang against Brighton, then I probably will have to bring him in for Everton. I don't want to bring him in this week, because I've already got Diaz at home to Bournemouth, and I think it'd be silly to get rid of Diaz just to bring in Rodrigo. But after that, I could be swayed to, because I don't think I'm going to make a transfer this week, because my team is decent on paper. Then again, it was last week. But yeah, I don't think dropping Diaz against Bournemouth would be a good shout. But yeah, if Rodrigo does something against Brighton, then I probably will have to bring him in for the Everton game, because Everton at home, I feel like Leeds could definitely get, you know, a decent amount of points from that game. But either way, Rodrigo, the most brought in player. Perisic as well, another player that a lot of people have brought in. Again, very knee-jerky because, like, he started and got the assist, came off as well on, what minute did he come off on? Like, the 75th minute. So obviously that was a really, really nice haul for Perisic. Definitely deserved it, the people that kept with him. And then he's got Forest away. You know, will he start that game? Who knows? But then West Ham, Fulham, City, Leicester, Arsenal. To be fair, like, if you bring in Perisic now, how long are you really going to keep him for? Probably like 3 game weeks, which isn't too bad. He's also gone down to 5.4 as well. He probably will go up to 5.5. So if you do want to bring him in early, then, you know, you probably will save that 0.1. But yeah, I think I've kind of missed the train with him, to be fair. Like, I don't really know who I'd get rid of in my team to bring him in. I could always, like I say, get rid of Diaz, bring in Rodrigo, and then upgrade someone to a Perisic, but I don't really think I need to. But either way, that is the situation there with Perisic. Next up, Ivan Toney, again, just ticking over. Like, I really want this guy in my team, man. Again, on penalties, really nice fixtures coming up. Everton, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Southampton, Arsenal, Bournemouth. Something that I wouldn't mind doing is obviously getting rid of Diaz for Rodrigo, and then trying to somehow find the funds to bring in Toney for Archie, my 4.5 mil striker, but it's just not going to happen. But yeah, I think if you can bring Toney into your team, I think is a really, really good option. Not someone that I would get rid of like Jesus 4 or something like that, but yeah, he's, like I say, he's on penalty, 7.2. He's just ticking over. He's scoring in every single game. Obviously playing 90 every game. Brentford are looking good at the moment as well. But yeah, really, really good option, to be fair. Really good striker option. Definitely like him there. And then Zaha as well. Another player that, you know, had terrible fixtures for the start of the season, but is still ticking over a bit. And, you know, once they've got past the City game, you know, they've got Brentford, Newcastle United, Brighton. That's okay fixtures, and as well as that, Zaha is on penalties. I feel like Zaha, like, owners had a whirlwind of situations against that in that last game, though, with him scoring goals, penalties, stuff like that. All that situation that went on. But yeah, Zaha, I think I'm probably going to target him, you know, around game week 12 when they've got like this sea of green fixtures there. Definitely wouldn't mind having him in the team because he's only 7 mil, so, you know, relatively easy to bring in if you do have an 8 mil midfielder. But either way, Zaha, really nice option. And then Saliba as well. I mean, what a goal he scored. He's literally, for Saliba owners, it's been like incredible. You know, 8 points against Crystal Palace, -1 against Leicester, 14 points against Bournemouth. But yeah, what a strike. I mean, like I say, I've always kind of had eyes on this guy because, you know, he's 4.5 mil. He's an easy way into that Arsenal defense. It was just all dependent on whether, you know, Tomiyasu kind of kicked him out of the team when he got back, but that's not the case. You know, Saliba is still playing centre back. White is playing left back. So I think now we've had enough data to know that Saliba is probably going to be in that centre back pairing with Gabriel. And I really like him as an option. 4.6 mil. He's cheaper than Gabriel. He's cheaper than Ramsdale. So if you're thinking of wildcarding anytime soon, I think bringing Saliba in for your Arsenal defense is more than okay. And yeah, he's just playing really, really well. And, you know, like I say, 4.6. He's cheaper than Ramsdale and Gabriel and Zinchenko. So yeah, really, really cheap option into that Arsenal defense, and looks like it's his place to lose now. But they are the most transferred in players this week. Moving into most transferred out players, and Saka is top of the list, which I'm quite interested at, to be fair. But at the same time, like, he's not really ticking over. You know, he's probably on penalties and stuff. He has actually had a price drop to 7.9, but I mean, most people are just getting rid of him for Martinelli now. A lot of people at the start of the season had Saka as the 8 mil mid. Some people tripled up on Arsenal attack with Saka, Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus. But like I say, a lot of people are just downgrading from Saka to Martinelli now, or Saka to a different 8 mil, or Saka to Rodrigo, something like that, which is understandable. You know, he's not really getting anything. You know, Martinelli is just returning every single game. So is Gabriel. They're just Gabriel Jesus. They're just, you know, a much better option than Saka at the moment. And so yeah, I completely understand why people are getting rid of Saka. I still think Saka is, you know, if you have him, it's maybe not, I don't know, it's a tough one because I've got really nice fixtures coming up, but obviously there are better options in that Arsenal attack than Saka, like a Martinelli and Jesus and stuff. So yeah, it is a tough one. But I mean, I could also see why you'd want to get rid of him for like the likes of Diaz this week, who's obviously got Bournemouth at home. And again, Rodrigo's got nice fixtures as well. So I kind of understand it. And then, yeah, Darwin Núñez, obviously, he's suspended until the 3rd of September, so completely understand why a lot of people getting rid of him. If you have him, I mean, Toney is an exceptional replacement for him, or Jesus if you don't have Jesus. But yeah, you don't really need him in your team. You know, he's, yeah, obviously they've got United on Monday. He can't play against Bournemouth, and then obviously can't play against Newcastle. He's back for the Everton game, and then Wolves, but then they've got Chelsea, Arsenal, City. Maybe not really worth it. So yeah, probably wouldn't really think about bringing him in anytime soon. So yeah, just downgrade him to Jesus, Toney, something like that. And then Son, another player that is just, he's just not really doing what he did last season. You know, obviously since the Southampton game where he got an assist, he got nothing against Chelsea, nothing against Wolves, getting brought off as well quite early as well in like the 75th minute. Not really something you want for a 12 mil player. Well, 11.9 now. So yeah, I completely understand why people are getting rid of Son. Just isn't doing what he did last season. I think he will still come good. But yeah, at this moment in time, probably better options. Like I say, Kane is just the player for Tottenham, I think. Perisic, maybe Kulusevski are probably the better options. And again, a lot cheaper as well than Son. And then we also got Koulibaly as well, who obviously got a red card, suspended until 30th of August. It's a tough one because, like, I don't know if it's worth getting rid of him for one game, because then they've got Southampton, West Ham, Fulham. Liverpool is a tough one, but then Crystal Palace, Wolves, Villa, Brentford. I mean, I'd probably just bench him this week, to be fair. You know, he's probably going to get a price drop down to 5.5. But I don't necessarily think it's worth, you know, just getting rid of him. Unless you're downgrading him to like Cucurella or something like that, then fair play. A lot of people might be going to Perisic from him, which, again, is another okay move. But yeah, I don't think it's worth wasting the transfer on him this week. I'd probably just bench him. And then obviously save a free transfer, and then have, like, you know, if you've got like other fires in your team that you need to put out, like, I don't know, Saka, for example, then, yeah, I just don't think it's really worth getting rid of him with all these fixtures coming up. I don't think it's worth... Like, the Chelsea game was unfortunate, but I don't think you should just knee-jerk and get rid of all your Chelsea players. Like, I don't think it's worth it. And then Neto, another player that I think people have just had enough with. I obviously got rid of him last week, and then another nothing at Tottenham. Came off on the 70th minute as well. The fixtures, I mean, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Southampton are all right. I mean, Newcastle is a really tough team to beat this season, to be fair. I mean, they are a good team. And then Liverpool, City, West Ham, Chelsea. I don't know. Wolves just don't really excite me. They're not very attacking. I mean, they're okay at the back, but very, very boring to kind of like have as FPL assets and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it'd probably be time to get rid of the Wolves players. But either way, though, that's all the knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 4. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Leave a comment. What was your Game Week 3 score, or what is it as of now? Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.